Hey guys, Chef here with Ghost Gaming, and we are back with another tip and trick video, and this time we have it for Breath of Fire 2. So if you're unfamiliar with the game, Breath of Fire 2 is a Super Nintendo RPG, and it can be a challenging game, unless you have all the money and all the stat boosting items. And I'm going to show you how to do this. This is not a super mystery, it's not a big secret, but you may not be sure how to obtain it, and you may be playing this on the Nintendo Switch Online or on an emulator or something else and getting a chance to try out the game for the first time. Maybe a seasoned player would already know this, but if you're new, this is going to help you out. This is going to be a great way to get a ton of money, but also really be able to boost the stats of your characters. Let's close the menu instead of actually looking at it, where our characters have max strength and really high speed and high defense and all this fun stuff, and even more, some of the best gear or whatever in the game using this. So we're going to break this down step by step. There's going to be not really major spoilers, but the kind of spoilers of things that will happen over the course of the game. So be mindful of that, but I'm not really going to say anything about plot or anything like that. So our first step in the game that you're going to have to do, and the nice thing about the first steps of this particular thing is you don't really have a choice. You have to do these steps to progress the story. So like I said, it's minor spoilery, but essentially this first part you're going to be able to do with little trouble. So the first thing is you're going to need to gain access to the township. I'm not going to mention anything else story-wise about that, but once you have access to the township, that's where things kind of get started. Once you do that, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to advance through the story until it gets to the point where somebody is going to tell you where you're going to need to have a carpenter. So this is step 2. And for step 2, we need to go to a town called Capitan. Let's head over there. So once we're in the town of Capitan, and after we've done some of the story events that came before this, we're going to be looking for a carpenter. And we're going to look for a guy that lives in the house right here. Now you're going to see that nobody lives here right now because I've already picked him. And that's the next thing we're going to do. Now you're going to have to do a lot of traveling to get here, to go back. There's going to be a lot of back and forth in this little guide here. I'm not going to show you it, but it's going to be there. And one of the important things that I need you to do to get this started is save up about 4,000 gold. And then you'll be ready for the next part of this. So after the carpenter is there, you're going to have to take a little bit of time, advance a little bit more of the story. And then what's going to happen is you're going to want to go back to the township. Once you're back at the township, you're going to notice that 3 buildings have been built here by our carpenter. That's going to lead us into our next step, and the next step is to recruit some residents to live in those 3 particular houses. Which residents are you going to want to recruit? Well, I'm going to explain who they are and where you can get them. We're going to put it in the video, and I'm going to put it in the description below. So the first one you're going to want to pick up is Hikeller. Hikeller can be found in your hometown in the house next door to Ryu's at the start of the game. So you're going to go in there, go recruit this character. As you talk to them, they're going to talk about looking for a place to live. You're going to have them move to township. The next place you need to go is all the way back over to Capitan, and you're going to go into the upper floor of the inn, and you're going to look for Leamington. This is going to be the next person you're going to want to recruit. The reason I'm suggesting these guys is there's other people you can recruit for some of the houses, but these ones are useful. They provide shops that you can buy some decent gear early on, and some of the best gear later on in the game. The last one that we need to recruit in this step is Beretta. Now Beretta is all the way over in Windia Armory. So if you don't know where any of this is yet when you're looking at this guide, don't worry, eventually you'll go to these various places. And you're going to head out, you're going to collect all of these people. Now, hopefully you've collected your 4,000 gold, because you're going to need 1,000 of it now. Once you have these 3 people recruited, you are going to head over to this house where your carpenter is hanging out. You can see this carpenter and his wife. You're going to talk to the carpenter as Ryu. Specifically, you have to talk to him as Ryu. There's reasons for this. And what he's going to say is he's going to ask if you want to upgrade the township. And it's going to cost 1,000 gold. You're going to say yes, and you're going to upgrade. Now, this takes time, but not as much time as you think. You want to easily finish those upgrades and get your next 3 houses? Simple. Leave town and come back in town and do this about 8 times, or at least as many times as it takes before the next 3 houses show up. Now that you have your second set of buildings, you can recruit the last 2 people that you need in order to do all the things you're going to need to do here. First one that you're going to have to go recruit, and this is actually the important one because this is going to save you a lot of time and a lot of effort, and this is Hans. So Hans you can recruit by going back to hometown, and in that same building where you recruited Hickeller, you're going to go into the back room and you're going to recruit him there. He's got a bunch of various helpful items, and these are going to be the things that we need to get this all going. After that, you're going to want to go back to Windia and go to the inn. This time you're going to go to the 2nd floor, and you're going to go find a person named Day. This guy is a fishmonger, and he wants to open up a fish market. While this is not essential, this is going to help things just go a little bit faster. Once you've done all that, and you have your 3,000 gold left over, you've already spent your 4,000. As long as you've got 3,000 gold, it's time to get started. We're going to head into Hans's shop. We're going to go talk to Hans. And we are going to buy, now I can buy whatever I need, but you were going to buy 3 condition ups. That's it. You're going to start with that. If you have more gold, if you have like 6,000 gold, then okay, buy more than that. But you probably only have 3,000 gold right now if you're just saving up and just starting those up. So go buy those 3 and then head out of the shop. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to save the game. So you can either save the game over here at the Dragon if you're using the original version playing on the SNES, or you're playing on the Game Boy Advanced. But if you're playing on Nintendo Switch Online, you can absolutely take advantage of the suspend menu as well. So we're just going to go in here. I'm going to create a suspend point, and we're going to go into there. From there, we're going to chat with this guy, and he's going to say, "Hi everyone, I will cook everything." Or his wife says it, I don't really know which one it is. Then we're going to go, and we're going to go down to where those condition ups are. Ignore all my other items. This is my character's going to endgame. And then what we're going to say is we're going to do condition up. We're going to go yes. And my dear lady here is going to go do this. And look at that. With a few condition ups, she's going to get us a gold bar. I don't know how that works, but that's how it works. Now what we're going to do, and this is where you're going to see how this works and why this works, is we're going to go back to any of the shops. It doesn't really matter, but we're going to go back to Hans's shop again, and we're just going to go right up to here. We're going to go talk to Hans, and we're going to go sell, and we're going to find that gold bar, and we are going to sell it. So if you notice, we spent 3,000 gold. We made a gold bar, and it's worth 6,000 gold to sell. See where I'm going with this? So we just made a 3,000 gold profit off of what we just bought. So now what you do is, as you're making this money, you go buy some more condition ups. Depending on how much inventory space you have, you go and make some more gold bars. Remember to save somewhere in the middle there, because occasionally they can come out as charcoal. And early on, you don't want to really lose anything at that point. From there, you're going to build up a little bit of money. Now here's a way to speed that up a little bit more if you're keeping an eye on your inventory space. So the first thing we're going to do is buy those 3 condition ups as normal. Now I'm going to go over to the fish market. And then we're going to buy a tuna. We just need 1 tuna for now because we only have the 3. But those can be bought in stacks of 9. The condition ups have to be bought individually, so play around with your inventory space to kind of fill it up to grab as much as you can, depending on what you can afford. Head back over to here, like I said before, or go save first. Save your game, just in case. And then we're going to go here. Once again, I'll cook anything. We're going to go find our condition ups. Go and find our tuna down at the bottom here. Say yes to this being okay. Maybe we'll get charcoal so I can show you. But now we have 2 gold bars showing up every time. So the combination of 3 condition ups and 1 tuna, there's many combinations. I won't be able to put all of them here in this particular video, but you can make a whole bunch of healing items, stat boosting items, gold bars, and a bunch of other things. But now we can go and sell these 2 gold bars for 12,000 gold. And we can just keep doing this, fill up your inventory, sell all those, go make more, sell all those, and then you're just rolling in money. From there, your next step is going to be start building, making stat boosting items. I will have all of the recipes for all the stat boosting items right here on the side of the screen. I will also put them down in the description below as well, so that you know which ones you need to grab. And the usual thing, we'll just save here. And you don't have to save after every single cooking attempt, but it doesn't hurt to save after every few of them. She's going to go off, do her thing. We'll see if we end up with charcoal or not. And that's why we do save, because then we can load our suspend point. And it doesn't really matter where, as long as it's before she completes it. So you can even, save it in that menu. And apparently it wants to be difficult. And voila, there's 1 power food. So that power food will increase somebody's strength by 1. So this isn't it's a get rich quick, but the stat boosting is still going to take a bit of time, because you're going to be doing this 1 point at a time with each one of these make. But you can make multiple of these, especially once you build up your money. And there we go, we've got 2 power foods. Now we can strengthen up somebody in our party. That'll be great. So pick your favorites, make them as strong as possible, or be ridiculous and power up absolutely everyone. So once again, the recipes for the stat boosting items will be in the description below. And hopefully this helps you out. I don't think it's essential to be able to beat the game to do this, but it was definitely fun for myself to do this. Thank you for everybody that checked out this video. I'll have more tutorials and tips and tricks like this coming up in the near future. You can check out some of the other ones I already have here. I also have Let's Plays, Top 10s, and more here on Ghost Knight Gaming. Have fun, keep gaming, and I'll see you all again next time.